Yay!
In color. Oh, we got the same color on. Look at that.
Now, see, I was thinking I had split screen, and now I don't see that. But do you care?
I really don't care.
Okay.
I really don't care.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to leave my glasses on because I can't see a damn thing anymore. I got very old, Annette. I got very old.
Well, Kathy Margiasso, is that, am I saying your name the right way?
Yeah, Margiasso. That's
Margiasso.
fine.
It's so nice to see you. So what I've been doing with these podcasts is, you just start and talk about why you got into fitness, how you got into fitness, and then I'll jump in with questions on the way.
Okay, perfect.
Because, I remember, well, why don't you start? And then, because I'll jump in when I remember meeting you.
Okay. All right. I've been doing this. I was educated as a radiation therapist.
That's right. See, I forgot about that already. Okay.
And I treated cancer patients with radiation. That's what a radiation therapist does. And I didn't take x-rays. I was educated at Memorial Sloan Kettering. And on the side, I always did fitness. And how I got involved was I was taking classes one day. And somebody said, hey, you got rhythm, you could do this. And they said, why don't you take over the class? And that's really literally how I started. And it was 35 years ago. I was about 21 years old. So
that was group fitness class.
Group fitness, correct.
Right.
Low impact, some sculpting, that type of thing.
And where was this, Kathy? Where?
I'm sorry?
Where was this?
This was actually, I've belonged to gyms all my life, but this was actually a corporate environment. Somebody had invited me to take classes with her. It was actually, I think, I grew up in Queens, so it was in somebody was holding classes it was like a plumbers association or something, but it was a room,
right.
for the staff or, members or whatever. And I was invited to take classes with my girlfriend. I was taking them. And then all of a sudden the teacher was like, I have to give up this class. Why don't you teach it? And literally that's how I started. No certifications, not anything.
So can you tell us what year this was? You said 30-something.
This was 1981.
Awesome.
Yeah. So meanwhile, I was still working in radiation therapy. That was my full-time job, and this was my little evening thing that I did. And I took one of the first certifications that were out there for group exercise because I wanted to have the credential. That was IDEA, the International Dance Exercise Association.
Sure.
I just thought I should have something that looked official so that I could pick up more classes. And basically, in 1999, I decided to make a total switch that I did not want to be involved in treating cancer patients. I wanted to be involved in the wellness business. So, meanwhile, I was having children, I got married and all that kind of stuff. And my first big fitness job was as a trainer. I was collecting certifications. I became ACE. That was my first one, ACE, personal training certified. I became ACE group exercise, just down that route.
Right.
That's how it all started to evolve. So my first really big fitness job, I worked in recreation fitness. I worked in corporate. I worked in gyms, obviously, studios, was really with the Sawmill Club in Mount Kisco, New York.
Right.
That was really my first big fitness job that I didn't do the other part of my life anymore. And
sorry, Kathy, can you explain what the recreation fitness was? Because that's what I, for a while when I was young, thought that I was going to get into.
Well, what I mean by recreation, it was like recreation departments. I was just, hired by them to teach classes to residents,
right.
Obviously. And basically that was, I had classes there. I had classes at a corporate gym for, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was GE. It was so long ago. And so I really worked at a couple of different settings.
Right.
And then finally went more. I wanted to do all wellness and start like I said, my first real big fitness job as a trainer and a group exercise instructor was for the Sawmill Club located in Mount Kisco in New York.
And I think that's when I met you.
Yes.
I think Baba Squarey, was consulting there, right?
Yes.
And then I started teaching workshops, right? And I remember you as being manager there, no?
I worked in Sawmill Club. They had 2 locations. They had a sister club,
Right.
And it was Mount Kisco Athletic Club. They had bought it, but we worked in 2 separate entities. At the time, 2 separate businesses, if you want to say. So I worked in Sawmill Club, the big one, from 1999 till 2004. And in 2004, they sent me over as a manager. I was the fitness director at Mount Kisco Athletic Club. Yes,
That's right.
so then I was with them for, that's still under that organization, obviously. And then I worked there from 2004 as the fitness director. So now they didn't want me to teach class anymore. So I didn't teach class anymore. And I just did personal training and ran the personal training department.
And did you like that? Did you like that change or not doing the class?
I did. When I worked at the other the bigger club, I was part-time, and this was really my first big full-time job. So part-time meaning I did about 20 to 25 hours a week at the time, and then I went full-time. I did. It was a nice change. I happened to. I like working at a facility. I do have some private clients. I still do. But it's like you're part of a team, and you're motivating people, and you're managing people, and you and I could talk forever. I love to be around people and talk to people, and so I did really enjoy that job. And then I worked there until they made a transition. They were expanding and moving on, and I worked there till the end of 2010. And then meanwhile, I've had a lot of sub things going on. I started at Apogee Women's Fitness in about May of 2011. But prior to that, and while I've been doing all this, I had formed a small company, MJT Wellness Services is what I called it. I've done some consulting work. I have.
Wait, so what's MJT Fitness?
MJT Wellness Services is my small company, and I teach CPR. I certify people for CPR.
That's what I was going to ask you about, right? But what does MJT stand for?
Well, at the time, it stands for my 3 kids, Michael, Jenna, and Tom.
Oh,
so
cool.
because I didn't know what to call myself. I was doing work for Pace University. They have a nursing school. So I was certifying the students, to do their clinicals. So I had to kind of make things official rather than go over as an individual. So I still have that little business on the side. I've done some consulting work. I've written a couple of, I had someone that was buying a string of health clubs in Connecticut, and they asked me to, take a look at the business and, give my opinion about it.
That's terrific.
Yeah, I have under that umbrella, and that's why I called it something kind of vague.
Right. Because there's so many different things you have to do, right?
Yeah. So, so I did, I certify individuals and groups. Usually how that business works is now it's continual, because every couple of years, people need to be recertified. I do American Heart Association, both the BLS and the Heart Saver.
So those are CPR courses and first aid and things like that, right?
Yeah. And I get called usually by an organization. Somebody passes my name over, and I go over and I certify the staff. So whether it be a physical therapy department, whether it be lately, I get calls to certify new moms that they're going to go back to work, and grandma's going to watch maybe the baby. So I kind of they don't even look for the certification. They want to know the skill sets. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
To do, they're watching their grandchild. Under that umbrella, I have also set up I've sold some equipment. I have designed and set up a couple of people's home gyms.
Wow.
So it's kind of a little bit of jack of all trades. It's, and now my new thing is to be a life coach.
Wait, okay, so wait, sorry, can I just interrupt? So right now you're not going to a health club every day?
I do. I actually am the general manager of Apogee. It's the formal name is American International Lifestyles. I know it has all these things, right? But it's Apogee Fitness and Wellness. I'm the general manager of a women's only boutique studio.
Oh wow!
So we are considered a studio. We're about 7,500 square feet, and we have it's a full gym.
Okay.
It's women. And
where is this? This is
in actually Bedford Hills.
Okay.
So my whole career has really been Upper Westchester. I happen to be a Pleasantville resident, but it has always been up there, and I'm pretty well known in the area.
I'll bet.
So it was how I went in 2011. I walked in the door at Apogee because I really missed teaching class, and I said I want to teach a spin class, and they go, well, we know who you are, and I said that's lovely. I just want to teach spin, right? So. And then basically, as is my personality, I started doing spin, but then I took over the group exercise, and then I brought in clients, and I started training, and then I took over the Pilates studio, and then so it's been, and then finally I was the group exercise manager there. So it's been a ride. I mean, I've been there 7 years now.
Wow.
When you're in a small place like that, you kind of do everything. It's a small business. I still train. I still teach class. I don't teach as much class as I used to because it's a big responsibility just being the general manager. But
so can I ask you, how many sessions would you say on average you're doing a week now, personal training, being the general manager of a studio?
I do about 10 sessions a week.
Wow, that's a lot, Kathy.
Yeah. I cut down on my classes because I'm also in charge of group exercise. So basically what happens, I mean, I don't teach yoga, but basically what happens is if they're stuck, I mean, I have to teach the class. We're a small business. I have about 30 employees in total.
Right.
That means my front desk girls, my group exercise staff, my trainers, my Pilates people. But everybody in a small business like that, not in like a big like Equinox or Lifetime or whatever, everybody plays a very integral piece, a role. Right. And just like last week, I know we were supposed to have a conversation last week, I ran the front desk because my front desk girl was on vacation. So in the middle of the afternoon, I ran the front desk. I make the lattes if I have to. So it's, the cleaning woman takes a week's vacation. I'm in the bathroom cleaning toilets. So it's, everybody plays a very important part because we don't have a huge staff.
Right, but it seems like that fits your personality so well, right?
Yeah, it does. It really does. And I love the place. I feel the older I get, we service ages 14 up to, my oldest client is 85 years old.
Nice.
And basically, it's like you can be very creative in a small place. I report directly to the CFO of the company, of the big company. So basically, we have an idea and we try it. We just introduced just about 16 months ago, maybe a little longer than that. We started September of 2016. We had started doing aerial fitness and yoga, with hammocks and very cool.
So this is part of a bigger company. Like, what's the bigger company? Or
the bigger company is American International Lifestyles, and actually, it's his passion. The owner is rugby, U.S. Rugby.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's a different piece of the company, and we're just a small little fitness piece. He owns a number of companies.
Interesting.
So yeah, and then really how I got involved with, I found that the older I became, I am in my 50s, that what happens is, especially in a place like a women's only studio or gym, they come in and I try to meet every new member that comes in and see what their needs are and try to customize that's the other thing too. Work in a small place, we can really customize their membership.
Right.
So we can They can, we have class cards. They can just take classes if they want to. We have a fitness floor membership, meaning that they come in and they can't take classes, but it's a lot cheaper than the other memberships. They can train as a member. They can train as a non-member, So it's, there's, we can do a lot, with it. And because we're small,
That's
and we
awesome.
Yeah. So what I found was that, especially my generation, my age, you meet a new member, they walk in the door, and then I take them in my office, and you close the door, and it's the usual stuff. Oh, I want to get in shape. I want to lose a few pounds, usual stuff. And then all of a sudden you close that door and you go, okay, why are you here? And it's like, whoa,
right.
It's like everything comes out, what's in their way. The aging parents, the boomerang kids, the whole thing. And I started realizing with the life coaching that because I want to funnel it toward health and wellness.
Okay.
And I think women only, although I'm not going to close the door on, working with men if someone wants to work with me. But I just found that I was really enjoying it, and that's what I love about the business, is always something new and different and exciting, and every day is different.
So tell me about the life coaching. Which program did you pick? What's it like?
Well, again, it was like I'm a little like, I always have to have the credential under my belt, if I'm going to do that particular activity. I mean, I studied fascia, I did the MELT certification, I did, a lot of different things, but I always feel like I have to have the credential.
Right.
So Westchester Community College actually has the courses from the International Coaching Federation. And it's you have to take the sequential courses. So I started a year ago. It's, semester kind of based. I was halfway through the first courses, 4 courses, 4 practicums, and then a written exam at the end. So it's pretty intense. I found that initially when I started, I looked at the instructor and I just said, okay, I'm really going to suck at this. I'm really not going to be good at it. And she says, why? Why would you say that? And because, don't forget, as a manager, we have a certain agenda. We tell people what to do, right? And as a mom, there's another. I mean, my kids are all in their 20s, but now, and they don't need me like they used to. But there's another agenda. People come to me to fix things. Tell me what to do. And when you do coaching, you don't tell people what to do.
Right.
You help them figure it out for themselves. So
exactly.
Meaning, like, they come to you with an endeavor, right? And all you're supposed to do is active listening and to really give pointed questions so that they have their aha moment and figure it out.
Right.
And the thing I'm always guilty of initially was, it's like I always want to tip them, even if I think I know it. And you're really not supposed to tip them.
Right.
You're really supposed to sit back and really listen. And you're their partner to try to get to this endeavor. It's also, they use a lot of, the International Coaching Federation uses a lot of game language, because they feel if you make it a game and you make it playful, that it won't seem like work. And this way, then, it'll be exciting and fun. I mean, play is fun. Work is work. Work is a task.
So can you give one example of what that would mean? That, like a game technique or?
Yes. Well, when you first, interview someone and they hire you, you kind of say, what is your desire? What are you looking to do? So let's say, for example, even in, let's say weight loss. Okay. For example,
okay.
So someone comes in and, I'd like to lose 10 pounds. So, okay. So, what are we going to call this game and how are we going to achieve it? So they might say, well, okay, it's the weight loss game, whatever. All right, great. So what do you think you may have to do to try to get to that phase? What do you think that will help you get to a gym? What do you think will help you be there? And so then you kind of you make it playful.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So you say, it's a very different way of thinking, and then it doesn't become you're taking the game and you're creating all little mini games. Well, what's going to help you start to drink more water? What's going to help you? And it's I can liken it to we had an issue. Again, I work in a small place. We had our dryer broke. Okay, so of course, what do you have to do, right? I got to go to the laundromat, right, to dry all this house. And so when you come in, and of course people are not happy. They don't have their towels for their spin class or whatever. So when I came back with the towels, literally I started throwing the towels at them while they're on the bikes, and of course it made them laugh, even the people that were not too happy about the towels.
Right.
So you want it to be like, how are you going to reach this endeavor, and what is it going to do for you once you're there? And how do you think you could make this, something that's, playful?
Right.
Grab a girlfriend by the hands and let's run into this class that we've never done before.
Right.
So it's really an interesting way of looking at things.
And would this be do you envision doing this like on a by phone calls or by Skype or in person or
by
both?
Skype? Right. We happen to use in the class we use Zoom.
Right.
And yes, you can. I plan on adding it as a service, to
Right.
To a studio. I plan on just having it under my umbrella of
Right.
my small little company.
That's awesome, Kathy. You have so many different like avenues of things that you're working in or have
Yes.
worked in.
Yes.
That's very cool. Please keep talking if you want, but if you feel like you're done, I always like to ask two questions, and they are, what would you tell a new fitness professional who wants to get into this job? Like, one great bit of advice. And then I always wonder, like, people know me as a personal trainer, but they don't really know, like, sometimes people ask me, like, what's the value? Like, what do you do? Like, why would I hire you? So
Right.
like, if you could answer those two, that would be great. Like, tell a new fitness professional, and then what do you tell the person in the general public, like, about who we are and what we do?
Well, a new fitness person, I usually tell them when they when they start getting into the business is work on your strengths. What do you enjoy doing? Because when you enjoy doing what you're doing, then it's not work. It's fun. And so what and I also tell them to diversify their skill sets. And the
That's
reason why I
huge.
say it that way is because yes, I do, work with people that it's not inexpensive to train, right? So, on our leaner months like August and
Right.
December, that's when my CPR work really kicks in. So I've always been blessed to make a living in this industry, a good living.
That's a great point.
And then I often say, all right, then get the credentials and then be open, because all of a sudden something comes to you and that you didn't expect. And you might really fall in love with what you're doing. I have a passion. The other thing is to treat it as a business. If you do not, I cannot stand meeting new people that want to come in this business and they go, I just want to help people. I just want to help people, And, I used to teach a personal training certification course. I used to teach WITS.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
I did some of that. And then I just got too busy and I couldn't keep that up. But it was like I would just go around the room and say, why are you getting into this business? Well, I want to help people. I'm going to go to people's houses and charge a lot of money. And I go, okay. And what about like your health history and your liability and your insurance,
right.
and where did your business plan, did you ever really think about that? So you have to, even when you work in a studio or a gym, you have to treat it as a business. Your time is valuable. And so that means there's rules. And, not everybody wants to hear about the rules, but, 24-hour cancellation and, all that stuff.
Right.
So, treat it as a business, because you'll never make money doing it unless you treat it as a business.
That's well said. And then what about the person on the street? What do they need to know about what we do and who we are? Like life coaching. I think I can't take care of myself. How am I going to help somebody else take care of them? As a joke.
I know. We help people to be the best possible version of themselves. And I can, when we, obviously, as my clients have aged, my longest client has followed me from place to place. We're together like 18 years. We're together more than some marriages.
Yes.
So it's like, and we've gone through a lot of things together. It's just that the value in what we do is whether we coach them, whether we're personal training, whether we teach a class, is to make it that they are becoming the best possible version of themselves. And that can be at any age. I don't care, what age it is. And I tell people they can start anytime they want. Too many people look at that come into a gym. It takes so much for some people to get to a gym, studio, a class. They think everybody started out like that. They all look like that, and everybody knows what they're doing. And it's like, we help people. You have to have a passion for people, because if you don't, it's kind of tough.
Yes.
If you don't, but that's what we do. And the value is there. And I have had people hire me for half-hour sessions, hour sessions, 45-minute sessions we've done at one point. And we're just helping them to grab that brass ring, to be all that they can be. And that's what we do. It could be, their goal could be just function. Their goal could be maybe weight loss. Their goal, and where I hold a lot of value, and that's why I started doing the life coaching, is really giving somebody a reality check. They walk in the door, and I work with a lot of middle-aged people. So basically, when they come in, all right, they have the picture of when they were 20. Mm-hmm. I want to be size 6, blah, 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 and all this stuff. Well, did you have a mortgage then? Did you have kids? Were you married? It's like, so let's have a reality check. How about I make you feel amazing, at a size 10? Right. And you just wake up every morning and you feel good, because that comes from inside, and, it will exude. And, and that's really what we do. And when you enjoy what you do, that comes through as well. It's always going to come through. That there's a passion for what we do. Right. So, and those of us that have been in the field a long time, yes,
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I think I'm going to let you go, and hopefully we'll talk again another time soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, good luck with your stuff, Kathy. Really nice to see you.
Thank you. Yes.
Take care. Okay. Bye.